Alright everybody, and welcome to the Goodie Pantry. Today we're going to be making some corned beef squares. There's your ingredients on the screen, and before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified for all our uploads. Okay, let's get straight on into it. So here's all my ingredients here. So this will start off with the pastry. So this is my flour, this is plain flour. I've got my butter. Now this is a block butter, it works very well for pastry. And we've got our water. For the filling, I've got 2 tins of corned beef. I've used 1 large white onion, or 2 small white onions, it's the same amount. I've got my egg wash. And then over here I've got my potatoes already peeled and cooked. So let's start off with the pastry first. So you want to get your butter in with your flour, and you're going to start mixing this together until you get breadcrumbs. Once it's done, it should start to look like this. Okay, so next we're going to go in. So I've just got half a teaspoon of salt here, and this is just to give it some seasoning. So what you want to do, make sure at this point though, before you start adding your water, you really mix the salt in well. So with the water, here we go, I've just got a little bit, again, just like everything, just add it bit by bit until you've got your consistency right. Now if you do this, make this, and you feel like it's a little dry, just add a bit more water. So once the dough starts to come together, get rid of the spoon and just bring it together with your hands until it looks like this. Okay, let's move on to our filling. So here I've got my potatoes, and I'm going to put my onions in. Now I haven't cooked the onions, there's no need to, because it's going to do that when it goes in the oven. So I'm just going to give this a good mix now, and eventually when we add the corned beef, we're going to break all this down. So here we've got our corned beef now, so I'm just ripping it off into chunks. This was at room temperature, so it's quite easy just to do with your hands. So here what we're going to do, we're going to give this a good mix. So as you're mixing with your fingers, just start breaking down the potato. You can mash it if you want, however I think the texture of the pie is a lot better when you've got little chunks of potato going through it, and it helps for the taste. So when you've got that done, that's what it'll look like. Okay, let's move back onto our pastry. So we're just going to lightly dust the surface. So here we've got the first part. So I've took 70% of my pastry for the bottom layer. Your bottom layer needs to be bigger than your top layer, because it's going to use up more of the pan. Don't forget to dust your rolling pin as well. And now start rolling your dough out to the size of your pan that you're using. You'll see mine shortly, and I'll go through that with you. So there's mine all measured out to my size. So now I'm just going to roll it over the rolling pin and pull it all the way back while I get my tray. Okay, so this what I'm using here is called a Bakewell tray, and these are great for pies or while I'm doing the squares. They're really good for cakes as well. Almond slices and stuff works really well. And this is a 14-inch tray. So what I'm doing here, I'm just gently lifting up the pastry and then pressing down on the inside of the tray, and that's going to get it into all the gaps and get rid of any air bubbles or anything like that. Just be careful when you do though that you don't break the pastry, but as long as you're careful, it shouldn't happen. Once you've got that done, we're now going to transfer our filling. And when you've got that in there, you want to spread that out nice and evenly and make sure you get it into all the corners so you've got a nice even surface. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, as you see, I've just placed my rolling pin on the edges, and I'm just going to roll it all the way around the edges. And this is great for cutting the pastry. Look how that just pulls off. So now we've got the rest of the pastry here, so now we're going to do our top. So you just do the same as you did before. Make sure your bench is floured, your rolling pin's got some flour on it, keep it on there, and just, again, roll it out into an oblong shape the size of your tray. And as we did before, once you got it there, roll it over and pull the rolling pin all the way back. Do what I'm doing here for the top, just get rid of any excess flour. So now what we're going to do, we're now going to egg wash the sides of our pastry, and this just helps with the 2 layers of pastry to stick together. Once that's done, then just do what we did before. Pastry on, and then unroll your rolling pin, and that'll leave your pastry all covered on the top. So now what we're going to do, with your fingers and your thumb, put your fingers, your thumb and your finger down first, and then push with your other thumb, and this gives you the crimping around the sides and the edges of the pie. Then once you've got that done, this time I'm using a spatula because I don't want to flatten the crimping that I've just done, and we're just gently trimming off the excess pastry. Once you've got that done, now with your egg wash, start egg washing the top of your pie. Make sure you get in around all the corners and in all these little dimples that we've made, and make sure it's all nicely coated. Then what you're going to do before you put this in the oven is, with a fork, just go across the whole pie. This will just stop your pastry from bubbling up and letting all the excess steam out. So once you've got this done, you're going to put it in the oven at 180 fan for 25 to 30 minutes, or 200 regular or gas mark 4. And then after the 30 minutes, this is how it looks. And that's how it was when I served it up. So make sure you allow it to cool before you serve it up, and then cut it into your squares, and this is what you've got. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like this one. Definitely give it a try. I love corned beef pie. I love corned beef squares. Used to get these in see these in the shops all the time when I was younger, and I absolutely love them. But give it a go yourself. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon, and I will catch you at the next one.